We cannot continue to hide in fear from COVID-19. Fear of the unknown is one of the most primitive, intense, and damaging forms of stress. It completely wreaks havoc on our immune system, and it makes us more vulnerable to serious infections and chronic illness. So in these short videos, which I call Covideos, I'm going to give you the scientific knowledge and lifestyle tools to get you through this pandemic with the least amount of damage. So just like a warrior must understand their enemy, an athlete's got to understand their opponent, a business owner's got to understand their competition, you need to understand this virus to remove some of the fear and stigma that weakens us. So let's get inside this virus. So here on the left side, we've got the COVID-19 virus. And the first thing it's going to do is it's going to take an instruction manual. COVID-19 has an instruction manual. It's the RNA genetic sequence. But the problem is it can't replicate itself just with the instruction manual. It needs a 3D printer, and that's what it does to our cells. It's going to basically dock on to this ACE2 receptor. It's going to go inside our cell, and it's going to hijack and utilize our own printer. So I'm calling this a lung cell. It's going to turn on the 3D printer, it's going to insert the USB stick inside the 3D printer, and it's going to replicate itself, which is what's happening right here. And then you're going to get viral replication, and that's going to cause another process, which is called inflammation. Now, I want to get more specific with inflammation. There's a specific sensor inside our cell called NLRP3. It's called the NLRP3 inflammasome, inflammation, so that's why I put the flame there. Now, episodic inflammation is good because it'll help us destroy invaders. But in this case, what's happening is the inflammation has gone out of control. And we call this process pyroptosis. Let me show you that here. Okay, so pyroptosis is literally cellular death by fire. Okay, so we're creating this fire to burn out COVID-19, but in the process, we're burning out our own cells and destroying our cells. So really what I'm showing you here is the left side of this process right here is the viral load entering our cells. And then the right side here is a cytokine load that is actually leading to destruction of the cell itself. Okay, so now before I move on, I want to explain to you why understanding this process is important. Because I mentioned to you that we don't want our immune system to become overactive and produce too many cytokines. Now, when we think about these sorts of problems, we want to engage our Einstein brain, the prefrontal cortex. Whenever we can look at a situation with a more logical, problem-solving type effect, it's going to have less of an impact on your immune system. But if we look at this problem and say, oh my God, I'm going to die from COVID-19, I'm going to end up on a ventilator, then you're engaging the limbic system, the midbrain. And that midbrain, that limbic system is intimately connected to your immune system. And that's why we need to understand these problems in a more logical manner. So now when we think about viral load here on the left side, okay, so we got viral load here on the left, again, these are all the things that we have been focusing on for the last several months. Social distancing, hand hygiene, mask guidelines, clean fomites or surfaces. These are all important things. But by now, hopefully we have some sort of established routine in place. On the right side, this is where we need to shift our focus, is the internal load, the cytokines. And that's where the flames start to really flicker out of control. And these are all dependent on lifestyle, things like stress and sleep and nutrition and activity and chronic underlying illnesses. And the problem that I'm seeing in my patients is many of them are so obsessed with this side that it's fueling their internal inflammation. I just had a visit with a patient the other day, and they're so scared to go outside of their house that they're getting no exercise. They're fueling up on all types of junk food, which is increasing cytokine inflammation. And really, they're not getting outside of the house. They're completely disconnected from the outside world. So let's make sure we can start focusing on cytokine load with lifestyle changes, and many of my videos will help you focus on this. For my resources, download my free COVID ebook, subscribe to my YouTube Covideo series, and follow me on Instagram.